Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. The topic is that the source of the universe cannot be inert thing, because the source saw and created. This quality of seeing is the nature of awareness. So the source of the universe has to be awareness, consciousness. Therefore, once we look at the essence, once we think in terms of consciousness being the truth of everything, then we come back to ourselves, because the consciousness is only available as us. Only the observer is aware. There is nothing else in this world. All that I observe is not conscious. All that I see is inert. They may be highly useful for me in my daily life, but still they are inert. Like the dream objects are very useful inside the dream, but still they are false. Usefulness is a very temporary phenomenon. Usefulness can change. What is useful today is not useful tomorrow. Usefulness is short-lived, and it is situational. In another situation it is not useful. What is useful? What is useful when you are hungry is not useful when you have eaten. Rasgulla is useful. Who says rasgulla is not useful? Rasgulla is useful when you want to eat it, when you have a desire to eat it, when you crave for it. But supposing you have already had 25 rasgullas, let us say, there is no desire, then minus desire, this world means nothing to you, I am telling you. It's amazing truth. It's amazing truth. What I value most is nothing if I don't have the value for it. If I don't have the value for it, it means nothing to me. Therefore, for a matured person, for a person who has really gone into the analysis of the truth, the one who has gone into the analysis of what could be the truth in life, the one who has gone into the analysis of the Shastra, for him these objects mean nothing. Yes, it's possible. If desire is possible, freedom from it also is possible. If desire is possible, freedom from it also is possible. If dukkham is possible, sukham also is possible. And freedom from both also is possible. Yes. Meaning sensory pleasure and sensory pain. Sensual comfort and sensual discomfort. Both you can be free from, minus the senses. You close your eyes to a mountain that you like, then there is no comfort. That means you deny yourself the comfort of seeing a mountain that you like. You close your eyes to a mountain that you don't like, let us say. Then you are free from the discomfort of it. That means comfort is totally sense organs oriented, I'm telling you. sense organs oriented is pleasure and pain. Therefore, the dream objects are useful, but inside the waking, they are not useful. Similarly, the waking objects are useful inside the waking. When you go to the dream, they are not useful. Kya karenge? You have a lot of food in the waking. Diwali ka din you go to sleep and you are dreaming and you are feeling hungry inside the dream. What do you do with that? Waking food. This is also something to analyze, yes. A lot of riddles around in life. A lot of riddles. And we have endless ambiguity about those riddles. You take up one riddle, I tell you, it makes you mature. Riddles, looking at life closely helps us grow in our thinking, really. That is the only growth. The rest is all collecting information. It is the growth of the collecting. Like suppose you make more and more rich, there is a growth. Growth of what? Volume of money. It's not the growth of the person. Does the person also grow? If he puts on more height, that's a different matter. Nothing. Only Shastram adds to the growth of an individual. Only the scripture. Is it not, Swamiji, a fanatical statement? No. We are not interested in fanaticism. We are not fanatics and we don't believe and we run down the fanatics. Therefore, anyway, sir, coming back to the point, the source of the universe can't afford to be thoda sa. Last thing. The source of the universe can't be matter. Universe is matter, but the source of matter cannot be another matter. Then it will lead to regress ad infinitum. It's a logical flaw. If matter has matter behind, then that matter also would have matter behind. That's a flaw. Yes, I have to answer that flaw. Otherwise, I am stagnating in myself. I have to answer. That is called the movement. I have to answer. In the process of answering, I rectify my thinking. Don't posit matter as the source of matter. Therefore, the source of the whole material universe is consciousness. Because awareness saw. And if awareness is the source, then we come back to ourselves. We become all highly valuable. The observer looks at himself as the most valuable. If the person is valuable, then ego has no value. Ego is different from my bombastic thoughts about myself are different from myself. You see, I may have all kinds of, bombastic thoughts. My ego. Vagera. They are nothing. Our thoughts about ourselves are our thoughts. The thoughts that glorify our individuality, the thoughts of glorifying our individuality are called ego. They are all valid. That's different. Ego is different from the truth. Ego is entertained. Truth choicelessly is. Therefore, if awareness is the source of everything, then we come back to ourselves. Then the topic is ourselves. Therefore, Whether you call it the truth of the universe or you call it the truth of ourselves, it means the same. Having said all these things, Bhagavan says, now we have another thing. Anandamayadikaranam. Another reason is, why should the source of the universe be the conscious being? Number one, he saw and he created. Number two, the very source sees the creation. The one who is aware of the universe, having created the body, the source enters the body. Having created the thought, the source enters the thought. Having created time, the source enters. Like having created the wave, the ocean enters the wave. Ocean means the water, the water. The very source of the wave occupies the wave. Therefore, awareness is the source. It's a very stunning thought. The very source of the universe occupies the body. It means the one who is in the body is none other than soul, you see. Now comes the next logic is interesting. The source of the world cannot be inert matter, also because it is Anandam. It is peace. Peace implies the experience of it. Peace is always in the form of felt. The peace is always felt. Without objectification, of course, felt. Like silence is felt, unfelt. See, the forms are felt by way of objectification. Sounds are felt and there is objectification. Tastes and touches and smells are objective. They are all felt but through objectification. But silence is felt without objectification. Peace is felt without objectification. I can always think of a distance between me and the form, me and the object of form, me and the object of sound, me and the object of taste and object of touch and object of smell. But we can't think of a distance between the one who feels the silence and silence. Have a spatial distance. Can you think of spatial distance? मेरा उसका नहीं थी, बाकी आप लोगों को हो सकता है दिवाली स्वीट्स के बाद थोड़ा बहुत. Not possible. So if truth is Anandam, then it has to be a conscious being. Anandamayadhikaranam. We are going to see the first sutra. Anandamayobhyasat. I am going to read, even though I have seen this, I am going to do it nicely. You know, whatever we do before going to Uttarakanshi, before we declare vacation, all needs to be redone. Because before the vacation you do it like that, because you are so much in a hurry to get the vacation and run away. Therefore, you have to redo it aramse when you come back. Anandamayaha. This topic, I'll try to explain it and try to understand it. This context is this. In Taittiriya Upanishad, we have this Ananda, this analysis. This body is looked at as a bird. It is a bird. This is the head. This is the right wing. This is the left wing. And this is the trunk and the feet are the support. That means there are 5 angas. So Annamaya Kosha has 5 limbs. And now, what are those limbs? The head, the left, the right, the head of it, the right side of it, the left side of it, the trunk of it, and the support of it. Supporting limb. But there are limbs. So the feet support the body, but the feet are not something separate from the body, which is a part of the body. Now Pranamaya Kosha also is looked upon like this: Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, like this 5 limbs. Prana also is visualized. It's just a kind of a strategy. It's a kind of visualization. Just like you can imagine always. Supposing there is a tree, you can say there is the top, the middle, and the root, like that. Even though it is one tree, I can imagine. As long as that imagination is useful, why not? Imagination, if it is useful, if imagination is useful, why not? Imagine. So, this body has 5 limbs, and the breath also has 5 limbs. Like this mind has 5 limbs, and the intellect has 5 limbs. And then comes at the end Anandamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and then final Kosha is Anandamaya Kosha. And Anandamaya Kosha also has got 5 avayavas. Avayava means limbs. And tasya priyameva shiraha modo dakshanah pakshaha pramoda uttarah pakshaha ananda atma brahma pucham pratishtha. ये 5 अंग है. So if Anandamaya Kosha has Brahman also as a limb of the Anandamaya Kosha, then a doubt arises. Understand it very profoundly. Don't think it can be like that understood. No. You have to marshal, you have to use all your resources to understand. Can Brahman, the truth, be a part of a creation? Body is a part of creation. Breath is a part of creation. Mind is a part of creation. Vijnanamaya also is a part of creation. And even Anandamaya is a part of creation. The love for happiness is a part of creation. Happiness may not be creation, but the love for it is a part of creation. When I don't have Anandam, then I have the desire for it. Priya means love for things. Moda is the joy born of achieving them. Pramoda is the joy of enjoying them. There are 3 phases, Ji. First you say that object is very good. अगर मिल जाए तो बड़ा अच्छा होगा. That is called प्रिया. हम उसके बाद कर्म करते हैं, मतलब संसार शुरू होती है. So then you work hard to achieve it. And when you really successfully achieve it, that success in achieving it brings you a lot of happiness. Success also gives you some happiness. But that happiness also has a limitation, that's a different matter. But success does bring you happiness, moda. And then when you enjoy that success, when you translate that success into your sensory pleasures, that is called pramoda. All these 3 are only a part of creation. Now, Anandamaya is also a kosha. Kosha means subject to change. The love for objects is subject to change. The desire, the anandam that is gained through achieving success, the joy born of success also is subject to change. Even the joy of enjoying the success is not the same every day. The same object doesn't give you the same degree of pleasure. Amazing. The same object does not give you the same degree of pleasure. You see, you look at the food after you are full. It doesn't excite you as much as it excited you when you looked at it when you were hungry. I like this example. Yes, it is called dining table logic. Haji, dining table logic. Dining table logic, people are more receptive. Ji. Yes. You see, it's so true, Ji. You love something and when it is there on the table, you crave for it. So wonderful, so tempting. But suppose once you are full, it means nothing. That means what is it that makes us really happy is not the object. Satiating our inner need. Satiating our need. There are two kinds of satiation. Let me take my own time to explain. One is satiating desire. The other is satiating your biological need. When you eat food, it gives you really tripti. Supposing you get one more car, you wanted to have one more car. It doesn't give you that kind of tripti. Need fulfilled, there is a real tripti, though temporary. It is a tripti. But a desire fulfilled, you have a fanciful desire. It's not your need, but then that person has, so let me also have. That person enjoys it, let me also. This is all called, dekha-dekhi desire. You understand dekha-dekhi desire? This dekha-dekhi desire is a dangerous thing. The desire to eat food to appease your hunger is not dekha-dekhi. That's real. Therefore, satiating your Swamiji, is there a real difference between desire and yes, sir. I can't renounce need, but I can renounce desire. That is the difference. आप कितनी बड़ा ज्ञानी हो, you can't renounce need. अगर प्यास लगती है पानी तो चाहिए जी, भूख लगती है भोजन चाहिए, ठंड लगती है कपड़े चाहिए, नींद आ रहा है सोने के लिए जगह चाहिए. In fact, man wants a lot of money so that he can meet his needs, really. Or otherwise, what is there? But once the need is met, and look at the thing, does it excite you? No. Badam ka kheer. Badam, खूब badam डाला खीर. Before you begin, wow! क्या जी, भगवान की सृष्टि में ऐसा भी चीज मिलता है. Once you are full, you got to get it. This is something very interesting to observe this. This one observation can give you a huge height in your thinking, make you tall, make you tall. You don't have to grab anything, aram se. से कोई मोक्ष थोड़ी मिलेगा थोड़ी देर के लिए. Thus Anandamaya, once we say Anandamaya, it is psychological bliss. It is all in the form of thought. Mayat is a pratyaya, means a grammatical detail. Mayat pratyaya. It is in the sense of vikara, vikarartha. Anything that we say maya, it means it is subject to change. Anandamaya means it is anandam, it is a pleasure, but subject to change. That is called, a changeable pleasure is called Anandamaya. A changeable pleasure is Anandamaya. Follow it very aram se. Now, if you say this is Annamaya, it is changeable product of food. Changeable. Even breath is Pranamaya. It is changeable. Manomaya. It is all thoughts, changeable thoughts. Vijnanamaya, I am putting it in a very simple style and translating it, otherwise there is a lot of literature about them. I can't give you all that right now. Vijnanamaya, all the changeable information, changeable feelings. And all the four Vedas come under Vijnanamaya Kosha. Minus the Atma Vidya, except the truth, the entire literature in the world comes under Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is a kosha. It is a changeable phenomenon. The entire education that is available in the creation, the entire education available in the creation is a part of Vijnanamaya. It's just really a kosha. Now the question is, can truth be a part of something that changes? If it is a part of something that changes, then Brahman also would be changing. See, it may be there as the truth of it, but it is not a part of it. To understand the difference between to be the truth of it and to be a part of it is a very big education, because generally we use language in a very ubad-khabad manner. Oh, Bhagavan is a part of it, whatever, like this. We say things so casual. I mean, the most frightening thing is the casualness with which human beings think. Oh my God. The casualness. ऐसे बोल देते हैं, जो मर्जी बोल देते हैं. Now here the Shruti takes up this topic so well and says, sir, Brahman is not a part of your pleasure, but it is the truth behind your pleasure. It is the truth that appears as even pleasures. It's like saying it is the water that looks like a wave. It is the water that looks like a bubble. Like a wave and a bubble have no independent existence. Similarly, our mental pleasures have no independent existence. They are all appearances of truth alone. Actually, what man feels as happiness is none other than Paramatma. He calls it a thought of pleasure. Actually, the thought of achievement arrests your thought and you be peaceful. there is no happy thought. There is only a thought of achievement which makes you quiet, which arrests your restlessness, and you are with yourself. It's like you take a drug or a drink, then the mind becomes thought is arrested. Thought is suspended. The thinking is suspended somehow. Thought is suspended and you feel nice. Why? Our presence minus thought is peace. Our presence minus thought is shanti. Our presence minus thought is shanti. Therefore, whenever we hear some new good news, or when we hear something nice, immediately the mind is restful. The fear, the sense of insecurity, which is there behind all thinking, comes to an end. At least for the time being, for a short while. A temporary suspension, a passing suspension of the thought, the realm of thinking. Then it is nothing but once it says, I am happy. I am happy means what? Not that I have a happy thought. No, I am happy. Like in deep sleep state, the entire thinking becomes restful. It becomes arrested. So in deep sleep state, we don't exist with a happy thought. We exist free from thought. It is our presence indeed free from thought. In deep sleep state, it is our presence free from thought. And absolutely free from thought, therefore we are absolutely peaceful. There is no past or future, there is no time also. It is non-dual serenity. You have to take into account this experience. The anubhava of total freedom from thought has to be taken into account to explain away thought. Freedom from thought explains away what is thought. If I can be free from thought, that means thought is not my quality, and still if thought appears in me, then it is an appearance, it's not my quality. It's a very big logic, if you have heard it. If freedom from thought is our experience, that clinches the idea that thought is not our adjective. And even though it is not an adjective, and still it appears in the waking, it appears, that is called waking, it still appears in me, then it is not my quality, it is an appearance in me, like mirage is an appearance in sand, like wave is an appearance in water. It is an appearance in me, and therefore if thought is an appearance, then the entire samsara is an appearance. Then thought is an appearance, pain is an appearance, incompleteness is an appearance. If thought is an appearance, then the whole creation is appearance. If thought is an appearance, every problem is an appearance. This creation man, this idea that, my God, if thought is an appearance, then I have no problem. Then the spirituality is not in the form of destroying the thought, understanding its nature of being an appearance, and one's own being the truth. Discerning between the self and the thought is the spiritual study. Okay, ji. So is Brahman a part of Anandamaya Kosha? No. Then what is Brahman? It is the truth of Anandamaya. It is the truth behind. Like is the sand a part of the mirage? No. It is the truth behind the mirage. Is the wood a part of the table? No. Wood is the truth behind the table. The leg of the table is a part of the table. The top of the table is a part of the table. But wood is the truth of the table. Are you able to follow? Baba. Isko samajhna. You have done a big thing. Alright, how can you say that Ananda, Brahman is not a part of Anandamaya Kosha? Abhyasat. Because the Shruti emphasizes again and again. The Shruti mentions again and again that Ananda is neither a result of something nor the cause of something. Apurvam anantaram. Truth is neither a cause of something nor does it result from something. Neither something results nor it results from. It is free from causation. It's neither a cause nor an effect. If it is a cause, it would change. If it were an effect, it would be the result of change. The idea of causation cannot escape from change. Like the idea of event can't be there without the idea of time. See? Therefore, Ananda is repeated in all over the Shruti. I am going to read that for you. Now you can relax a little. Swami ji, आनंद के बारे में सुन के बड़ा दुखी हो रहा हूँ. इतना दुखी मत होइए. आनंद है आप. In fact, the one who studies Vedanta correctly is the most fortunate man in this world. Because that is the only useful thing. The most fortunate person. Supposing you want me to define Swamiji, who is the most fortunate person in this world? The one who has a mind that irresistibly becomes interested in knowing what the truth is and goes into the Shruti. Independent of Shruti, even if you are becoming great philosopher, I'm interested in the truth, etc. It means nothing. Your enthusiasm we appreciate, but then your enthusiasm hasn't helped you to discover the limitation of everything. Truth points to the truth behind thinking. Therefore we think to understand the falsity of thinking. We think to understand the falsity of thinking. Swami ji, ऐसा भी होता है? हाँ जी. We think to understand. Like when I say, supposing people are all making noise, say silence. I am adding one more noise to silence the noise. Yes. Is it not? I can add someone else. Silence. And all the noise that you were making is gone, and even the noise that I made is gone. In the same manner, the thinking, it is in the form of discerning, seeing the difference between the thought and the being. Even that thinking it falsifies the entire thinking. Like a dream tiger wakes you up, falsifies the dream and falsifies itself also. Okay. Where does the Shruti repeat about Anandam? Abhyasat parasminneva he atmani ananda shabdaha bahukritvo abhyasyate anandamayam prastutya raso vaisaha iti tasyaiva rasatvam uktva uchyate. The Shruti always says, if there is any rasa means the most enjoyable, the really blissful, the peaceful is indeed your being place, your being. Your being. You can have, you do entertain an instinct. Everybody carries an instinct about one's being. I'm telling you, like whenever you want to fall asleep, your destination is your being. And how much you face your being is an instinct, that is, you totally put off the mind and just be. That is your being. Is it not an instinct? How a person is born with an instinct to get back to his being. Get back to his being is just a word, it means nothing. He knows how to just block the whole thinking and just be. It is an instinct to be. To think is different from to be. The being. That is the most enjoyable. Raso vaisaha, it is said. Rasagahevayam labdvanandi bhavati. He says man can become happy only when he gets back to himself. बस इस रस को पाकर ही आनंद होगा. Now, whatever one may think, ultimately, the shanti is when you close your eyes and just be with yourself. When you are tired, you say, "Abba, मैं तो बहुत थक गया, आंख बंद करके आराम." You refuse to open your eyes. You refuse to stir because you are finding comfort within yourself. Don't disturb. Until the body gets back its vitality, I have a refuge in myself. I take comfort in myself. When the body is tired and I have no place to take comfort, I tell you, then what do I am helpless, is it not? Jiva would be helpless minus his own truth, the Brahman, I am telling you. It is this truth in folklore called Bhagwan is Sharana hai, vagera, vagera. All the bhakti literature is an offshoot of Vedanta. You can't have an idea of bhakti independent of Shruti. You can have a theology independent of Shruti, not bhakti. Bhakti is different from theology. You understand what I am talking? A theology means imagining, about Bhagavan, ideas. Devotion is different. Devotion to God is possible only when you think of Him as intimate, not otherwise. Devotion to God. If God is intimate means very aparoksham. If God is intimate, I can have a... Where did this bhakti come from? Bhakti is unique to India. Bhakti is different. Bhakti is in the heart which makes an individual cry before God. That is different. Bhakti is different. And Kavali is different. Kavali is Sangeetam, music. That is different. Saying things, that is not bhakti. These, what is it called? Ghazals and Kavalis, They are just nice rhymes. Rhymes are different from bhakti. Like Sudama had bhakti. Some people have bhakti and out of that bhakti comes nice rhymes also. But mere rhymes don't make. So what I want to say today is, bhakti is an offshoot of Vedanta, I'm telling you. Because it is the Shruti Pramanam that points to the truth as intimate. And in view of what Vedanta says, there is bhakti. See, the very intellectual, the very great topic, the topic for the highly intelligent, the topic for the very greatly reflective, it becomes the topic of devotion. The topic of vichara becomes a topic of bhakti for some other. Why not? But the topic of bhakti one day has to become a topic of vichara. Prasaggahyevayam labdhvanande bhavati. Now here you see, oh hyevanyat ka pranyat. Shruti says, who can live in this world without that anandam? Who can breathe in this world without that anandam? In fact, man says, I am living for anandam. Shruti says, you are living only because there is already anandam. There is already anandam. Behind your thought and breath, it is anandam. Ananda is not a goal in time, is not a target. Anandam is the srot. Gangotri is not the goal of Ganga. Gangotri is the source of Ganga. Are you able to follow? Gomukh. Swamiji, what is Gomukh? वो तब तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगी. Gomukh is the place from where Ganga ji comes out. Now is Gomukh the target, the goal of Ganga ji, or the very source? बस ऐसा सोचना है. The very source of thought is Anandam. The source of the mind is Anandam. The source of life is Anandam. The source of existence is Anandam. The source of the creation is Anandam. उसके बिना कौन जी सकता है? And who can breathe and who can live? Shruti says, I am only quoting Shruti. Ko yevanyat ka pranyat yadesha akasha anando nasyat. अगर ये आकाश, ये आनंद रूप ब्रह्म ना हो तो कौन, there would be no life. It's like saying minus the oceanic water there would be no wave. Is it a big, very difficult to understand? अगर समुद्र की पानी ही नहीं तो तरंगी नहीं होगा. कितनी बड़ी बात है. तो है जी. Of course, you should say of course. Of course, yes, of course. Can there be a wave without there being water? An educated person says, of course not. In the same manner, Shruti also asks a question and itself answers. Can there be creation without Anandam? The Shruti itself says, of course not. Of course not. Saishanandasya memagam sa bhavati anandam brahmano vidwan na vibheti kutascha neti. Anandam brahmano vidwan. आनंद को समझने वाला. अगर आनंद को समझेंगे, it is ever present reality about me, not a target to be achieved, then you are relaxed in life. The moment I put Anandam as the goal, then I am restless. मुझे तो पहुंचना है. If you understand really Ananda means the reality about you, then you are a पहुंचा हुआ महात्मा है. Then you are पहुंचा हुआ. पहुंचना है makes you anxious. मुझे कहीं नहीं पहुंचना है. जो चाहिए वो ऑलरेडी है. That is already very big thinking. The relaxation is not possible. Even if you get training, even if you pick up all kinds of techniques how to relax, nothing can make you relax except this understanding that all that I want to achieve is already there. All that I want to be, all that I want to be, that I already am. All that I want to be, that I already am. स्वामी जी, ये कैसे हो सकता है? I want to be young. Now I am old, Swamiji, now I want to be younger. Can I say, the young that I want to be, I am already young? Can you say that? Hey, your desire is not to be young. Your desire is to be and be peaceful, and be aware of that fact. और कुछ नहीं है. I want to be existence, Sat, Chit, Anandam. I want to be and be full and be aware of that fact. I want to be and be full and be aware of that fact. I want to be and be full. And that Shruti says that you already are. And if you recognize it, then the third also is there. Therefore, if fullness is what I want, that one already is. That is what relaxes us. Relaxation is choiceless if what I want to achieve is intimate. If I am convinced, meaning if I see so clearly, conviction also is not some subjective kind of conviction, please. If I see how, if I want to fall asleep, I am convinced, this is called conviction. I am convinced by running here and there, I can't relax in my sleep, I can't get sleep. I must just really, it is within me. My sleep is intimate to me. My sleep is not here or there or there or there. My sleep is intimate. Then I am relaxed. That is why the moment you think of sleep, you are relaxed. Why you know sleep? First, you don't look for sleep. Therefore, in the context of sleep, you don't run here and there. But in the context of money, because I think money is something here and there, and therefore I look for it. Sleep, I don't look for here and there. Sleep is intimate. The truth also is intimate. There is no difference between. Sleep is, I say, khate hain. Actually, it is the peace of one's being. The peace of one's being. Okay. Therefore, Brahman, even though it is described as a part of Anandamaya Kosha, but it is not to be taken as literally a part of the changing Anandamaya Kosha. It is the truth. Abhyasa, etc., etc. Like this, there are so many. Another. Anando Brahmano Brahme Divjanat Vijnanamanandam Brahma. In this manner, there are so many vakyas which say that Anandam is neither a result of something nor the cause of a something, neither it has limbs nor it is a limb of something. Are you able to follow? God is neither a limb of something. Happiness is not a limb of something, nor something is a limb of it. It doesn't have avayava, avayavi bhava, anga, angi bhava. It doesn't have, it is swapradhanam. Swapradhanam means it is a fact by itself. It doesn't, Anandam doesn't abide somewhere. It's a real, like consciousness doesn't abide somewhere. Everything abides in it. Similarly, the whole creation abides in Anandam. Anandam is another. Anandam is the nature of awareness. Anandam is a description of awareness as full. Ananda means Anantam. What is awareness? It is Anantam. As Anantam it is Anandam. As Anantam it is Anandam. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Ganga Maiya ki jai. We will continue this. मैंने स्वामी जी से बोला हमारा विद्यार्थियों को सबके लिए अनुग्रह दे दो. स्वामी जी ने बोला ले जाओ. आज मैं गया था ऋषिकेश, स्वामी जी के दर्शन भी हो गया. इज नॉट वेल, ठीक है, राइट, लेकिन एटलीस्ट आई वॉज एबल टू गो. वेरी कंफर्टेबली आई वेंट, कंफर्टेबली केम बैक. कब गया कब आया पता ही नहीं चला जी, because we had a nice car and a driver and a very interesting Mataji sitting in the car telling all kahanis. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Nusishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.